G'day ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Draw with Jazza. I'm Jazza and today I'm going to be doing a video review of the HUION GT-220 interactive pen display tablet. Over the years I've been asked by people my impressions and thoughts on HUION tablets, and up until now I actually haven't had the opportunity to use one. If you want to check out the whole of HUION's range and other product, make sure to check out the link in the description or go to huion.com. So as I mentioned, today I'll be reviewing the GT-220, which is actually their largest interactive pen display tablet. And when we were sorting out the particulars with HUION of getting the device sent over, I also asked if they would set up a discount coupon code for you guys so that anyone watching this review who is interested in the product would have a chance to get 5% off of their already low price. Check out the link in the description. It's a limited time offer for only 6 months from the launch of this video. So don't say I never do anything for you, because I just did. So before I even received the device, I had an initial impression, and that is quite simply that this pen display tablet is double the size at almost half the price of the first ever interactive pen display tablet I owned when I was 16 years old. So that probably says quite a lot as to the industry as a whole and the fact that technology is becoming more accessible, powerful, and affordable, which is awesome. So with HUION tablets' affordability and accessibility bringing things such a long way, the question is, how does the experience stand up? So I want to take you through my use and setup experience from the very beginning, which started at the arrival of the package. How did it arrive to me and how easy was it to set up? I gotta say, through the process of receiving and then setting up the device, there were a few fun little surprises that were quite pleasant along the way. One of which was the fact that the shipping box was sent out with wood packed on either side so that my box wouldn't get crushed or damaged in transit. And then inside the box, everything was really well packed and protected. If you get the device though, just make sure to take it out of the box vertically rather than tipping it out upside down, because that didn't work well for me. The setup experience was really easy. The stand came separate and not attached to the tablet, which I didn't quite understand at first until I realized that the monitor can be mounted on other stands and mounts. So once again, going to my first ever tablet, again 6 years ago, it didn't have that flexibility. It came with the stand attached, which is a really comfortable and easy to use sort of trigger mechanism where you pull the stand into a horizontal and more vertical position. But in this case, if you wanted to ditch the default mounting for, say, an arm mount or a swing mount or something like that, you absolutely can do that, which is great. They also sent out the device with the screwdriver and everything you need to get started, so I was fine to set up and just get going from the get-go. The driver was provided on a DVD, and I wasn't sure if I'd hit a roadblock because, to be honest, my computer doesn't have a disk drive because, you know, I live in the future, but their website has all of the up-to-date drivers anyway. From the time I received and opened the box to the time I had it all set up and ready to go, it only took about the space of 5 minutes, which is great and really uninhibited me to move forward and create some artwork. So jumping into some details about this product, it features a full HD IPS panel at 1080p with 178 degrees wide viewing angle. It's the firmware updated version of the GT-220. It boasts accurate cursor positioning, 2048 levels of pressure pen sensitivity, and an adjustable stand which can be set to different angles. Because the stand mechanism was something that I had experienced in other devices before, it was really easy to get used to and wasn't cumbersome, sitting in a nice balance between functional but unintrusive. So as far as user experience goes, I used the tablet for 2 days full time and worked on some client work, and the experience was perfectly comfortable. I didn't have anything that I felt held me back drastically. I know it's a limited period of time, but I do feel like within the space of 48 hours, you can get a pretty clear gist of how a device functions and how it complements your workflow. In the past, I have jumped onto other people's tablets, usually pad tablets or other tablets where I need to adjust slightly to the user experience, and there has been a bit of a jarring window of sort of relearning how to use that specific device. I actually didn't experience that very much, if at all, to be honest, with the GT-220. My overall experience was great, and I finished all the work I needed to do in the time I had to do it, and I tend to work at a pretty hefty pace and work heavy-handedly, so it handled everything I threw at it. I only have two small qualms in the use of the tablet that I would suggest keeping in mind if you're interested in purchasing the product. One is that at the time that I was using the device, the driver didn't have a double-click functionality in the option for the button functions on the pen, which I was a little jarred by at first, more in that mental barrier, but I got used to in no time. The assumption being, of course, that there's a slight compromise to accuracy when you're pressing the pen twice on the screen as opposed to just holding it in position and pressing one button once to get a double click happening. So it's absolutely not the end of the world and something that is easily worked around, but also something that could be fixed, and I would suggest to HUION to perhaps add in a future driver update as an option for one of those buttons functions. The other thing I was slightly concerned about was that there was a little bit of give give when extra pressure was added to a side or corner of the device, and I didn't know how that would affect workflow. And to be honest, most times when I see people using a digital display pen tablet, they draw quite lightly and aren't pressing firmly with their palm on the tablet, but I personally am very heavy-handed, so I didn't know if that would be a problem. But I found in my several days using the tablet that in reality, the only times I'm going to the sides and corners of the device are to select menus or options, and in those situations my hand naturally was lifted off of the display quite a bit. So I actually didn't in practice experience any problems with that. Overall though, I found the tablet looked great, felt great, and was aesthetically pleasing and completely functionally more than capable. So now let's talk turkey, right? When you're considering buying a device like this, you tend to balance the ratio of performance to price to sort of figure out what you're getting and if you're getting the bang for your buck. So here's what it comes down to. The device is $800 US. The question is, does that price pay for the performance and functionality you get out of the device? My answer is absolutely. It's a tricky line to walk because when people want an affordable product, sometimes they run the risk of or fear receiving something that feels cheap. And this is probably the reason why a lot of people have asked me about HUION tablets and my impression of them, because they're very affordable and you don't want to end up getting a bad experience for the money that you're putting out there. So all I can say is, having used this device in particular, and in the time that I used it, it has felt good quality and enjoyable to use. I would absolutely recommend this device, especially for beginners wanting to move into that intermediate level and stretch their wings without breaking their budget. But as someone who requires and depends on the use of a digital tablet every day, I didn't find the device held me back from what I needed to achieve and work on, and it was completely comfortable and pleasant to use as well. So I would by extension assume that the device is up to handling more advanced and professional use cases. It's a large screen size which is really comfortable and immersive enough to pull you into it without feeling like you're drawing on a teeny tiny screen. But another thing that's nice is, even when not in use with pen in hand and painting program open, the device looks very appealing just on the desk and in a normal workspace, and would be a great visual addition to any home studio or work setup. So that's my overall impression of the HUION GT-220. I hope you enjoyed this video review. Make sure to check out the link in the description with the coupon code that is displayed down there as well. Again, that's temporary, so only for the next 6 months from the launch of this video, you can get 5% off of the GT220. So anyone interested in getting a tablet or upgrading from a pad tablet setup, this is definitely great bang for your buck. Anyways, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, go to huion.com for more details. But as for this video itself, I'm interested in your thoughts and impressions. Leave them in the comment section below. And also, while you're there, make sure to leave your suggestions and requests for any product you'd like to see me review in a future video. Thanks so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and until next time, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for new content every week. If you want to support my work and get some goodies for yourself, head over to my store for archives, ebooks, digital brushes, video courses, and more. If you enjoyed this video, here's a link to another video you might like from this channel. And if you want even more, make sure to check out all my behind the scenes action on my vlog channel, Daily Jazza. Draw with Jazza is proudly sponsored by Adobe. Join the Creative Cloud today and get loads of incredible creative tools like Photoshop, Animate, Premiere Pro, and other apps for your computer or mobile device. That's it for now. Thanks for joining the arty party, and until next time, I'll see you later.